So, what do you do when you think you have a misfire? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we're here in the garage, and we have none other than Uncle Boost. Why? Well, Red Barn Racing's on vacation, right? You guys don't know LJ? LJ is Uncle Boost on Instagram. His info's down below. He's awesome. If you guys ever need little, projects here and there done, or even, I think, full builds. Yeah, you've been doing some full builds.
Here and there.
You can hit LJ up. He's a good guy. He also works with Mike at Red Barn Racing. But all that being stated, we think we have a misfire. So, as you guys know, we just recently rebuilt the motor. Recently, I guess it's been over 3 months now. Wow, it has been over 3 months. And we swapped over to C16. There's a lot of things that came into play with that. So C16 is a leaded fuel. So there's a lot of new things happening that you may not necessarily be used to, such as lead being evil, and if you have cats, it will disintegrate them, and your O2 sensors, it will eat them alive, and you'll have to replace them often. Now, we don't believe the O2 sensors are on. We did some HP tuners, but because of how big the cam is, we have a lot of sensors turned off because you just don't have them turned on when you have a big stage 3 cam. But something's happening. Basically, when you give the car throttle in the garage, it's fine. If you let it sit, warm up, drive it down the street, all of a sudden it doesn't like life, and it's backfiring like a son of a gun. And so we ran a log, and it's showing bank 1 is doing something funky. So it could be something as easy as wires. So we pulled all the wires, which you have to do anyways to pull the spark plugs, because we're going to check the spark plugs, but checking them from burn marks or anything like that. Now, I was pretty anal when I installed these. I made sure they were seated uppers and lowers and away from the headers so we didn't get burn marks. But you never know. You could have a broken wire on the inside. Something could be the problem. We don't know for sure if it is the wires. But what we are doing is we're pulling the spark plugs. LJ already pulled one out. And we're checking them out. And they're the same color as my exhaust. A nice powdery white. They don't look... That one doesn't look bad. Definitely has a little corrosion around the... What do you call that? The neck?
The electrode.
Yeah. There's definitely some corrosion. Is that now? I'm not used to C16 fuel. Is that pretty common for C16 to do that around the spark plugs? Am I asking you questions?
Yes. Too many questions.
I asked too many questions.
Well, at least it's not like a rusty color. Sometimes you see a lot like with rusty color stuff. That's signs of like octane boosters, like people throwing octane boosters in their fuel. It'll kind of have like a rusty thing, but obviously with C16, it's not an octane booster.
We just have all the octane.
All the octane, yeah. But it doesn't look bad. It just looks like it has that little powdery,
That's
kind
normal.
of powdery, like
that's
you said, with the
leaded fuel. You guys don't know what leaded fuel does. You go from black soot out the back end of the vehicle to this whitish brown tan color. Now, I cleaned my tips. That is literally from idle. From being clean tips to idle. Just idling for about 15 minutes. Yeah, C16 sucks if you like clean tips. Shh. LJ's over there doing caveman gapping. No, but all seriousness, so LJ right now is gapping the plugs. We're actually going to tighten up the gap from what we had them. We had them at 30 thousandths, but they were reading 35 thousandths, so they actually opened up a little bit, which is interesting. But now we're going to drop them closer to 20 thousandths. We're thinking maybe the boost pressure currently could be a potential issue, but new plugs, new gaps. If you guys want to know how to change your plugs and gaps, if you want to learn how to change your plugs, do gaps, and add wires, I have a video for that, upper right hand corner. It's a weird video. I didn't record it with my GoPro, so it feels like it's really in your face. But outside of that, we're gonna gap and basically replace all the spark plugs. We're gonna leave the current wires and see if we still have issues, because this whole problem could just be wires. And the new wire setup, I did order some MSD wires, finally. I originally just ordered factory ones, and shame on me. It's my fault, I know, yell at me. But we have MSD wires coming from Wild Hammer Motorsports, and we're gonna get those on there and find out. So once we get all the plugs changed, we'll put the wires on, we'll start the car up, drive it around a little bit, see if the issue has gone away. If not, then we know one of the wires is the culprit. And I do have some spare, well, I have old wires from before the engine. I had this timing chain issue. So yeah, we can use that to replace them and find the culprit, but we'll see. We'll see if we have to get to that level. So, did I leave that in the car? I hope I left it in the car. So I got my laptop. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know where anything is. Hold on. Get the secret key to the lethal Camaro. Shock LJ. Don't worry, I'm not starting it. So yes, the HP tuners is in my car still, so that's good. That's why I wanted to check it real quick. So what we're gonna do, or what we're doing, LJ is getting the last spark plug in there. So I basically had LJ come over and do this because the last time I did it, I don't know if I didn't tighten it all the way or not, but on the passenger side, or bank 2, there was an exhaust leak coming from one of the spark plugs, and I think I may have not tightened it enough. And I don't have stress right now. I've been stressing out too much. Work sucked today. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, laptop, we'll get HP tuners going and fire the car up and take, actually I gotta move my truck so I can actually pull out and see if there's still issues. So I'll bring you along with me on that. It's gonna be really dark in the car, but whatever, we'll make it work. Okay, so we fired the car up, fired right up as it should. Got HP tuners running, everything seems okay, but it seemed okay sitting here before. So I'm gonna go drive it around. I'm gonna try to leave the cam on, but I know it's gonna fall over. I don't have like a mount. I need to get a mount for the roll cage so I can just mount it and put the camera there and you guys can come along with me for the drive. So sorry for the next little bit. Pretty good. We'll do one more pull down the way just to make sure, but last time when the issue was present, we saw the issue right away getting on it. I mean, I'm not getting on it, but just giving it a little bit of gas so it's building pressure in the cylinders. So Mike showed up just as I was leaving. Sorry, the camera kept falling over. I tried to expand the tripod as much as possible. What's going on, Mike from Red Barn Racing, who's been on vacation, who's not supposed to be working?
I'm not working.
He's not working. He's looking at my log to make sure it's all good.
It's a lethal log.
But a lethal log. But it was definitely a spark plug. But it's weird because the spark plugs didn't look bad, but it happens. C16 does weird things. What do you think, Mike? Why do you think the spark plug may have failed? C16 life?
It's C16. It's the leaded stuff. You're not, when you do your cold start, you don't let it heat up all the way. It leaves a little bit of that lead on there.
But I did let it heat up all the way.
While your cool cold start. What do you mean? What do you mean heat up all the way? Like you took it for a drive?
Well, no, I let it idle in here for like burned a gallon, and then you know. I know. What he's saying is I need to go drive my car and stop starting it in the driveway for Instagram videos. Is that basically sums it up?
You should have enough stock by now.
Of what?
Instagram videos for this cold starts.
Just repost the same ones. I don't have enough of the new cam. That's the problem. I have all these baby cam videos from before, but now I got Big Daddy cam, and you can even ask Mike. I thought my car was misfiring. Like what was it, a week after I had it, and it was sitting, and I'm like, dude, Mike, I think something's wrong, and he's like, welcome to big cam life. I'm like, I felt like such a noob. It literally sounded like it was misfiring, but it was, the car wasn't all the way heated up. It's just the way it sounded. I just wasn't used to it. So there you go. Changed the plug. C16 did it in. We have no idea which one it was because again, all the sensors are turned off with a big cam. Because if you have a big cam like this and you leave the sensors all on, you just get check engine lights all day long. Right, Mike?
They just keep flashing at you.
They just keep flashing, and then I call Mike and be like, I got another check engine light. I got it every like 5 minutes, texting him driving down the street. He'll be like, you're no longer allowed to come to Red Barn Racing. No more. So, good to go. Car is running. We are ready to go race. Mike, when we go race, I heard there may be a private track rental January 10th. At Famoso.
Depending on what time.
may go see what we could do with Lethal up there. We'll find out. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks, LJ, Uncle Boost. If you guys want to hit him up on Instagram. Put a link down below. You guys all know Mike. Mike's awesome. He's man, myth, and legend at this point. But he finally took some time off during the holidays. Thank God. That man would not stop working. So, but if you need work to your car, need anything built, done, prices, estimates, hit him up at Red Barn Racing. I'll put his link down below too, just because I love Mike and he's awesome. But that's all I got. You guys running C16? You guys having problems with spark plugs? Let me know down below. I'd love to know what kind of issues you ran into, because C16 is new for me. This is the first time I've ever ran C16 in a car. This is the first time honestly, I found out about C16 going down the path of race cars. And we're definitely going back to E85, because C16, I don't make enough money to afford a car that runs on that all the time. So we're going to go back to E85, where it's cheap per gallon, not $100 per 5 gallons. Insanity. For all of you who can afford that, I want to be you one day. Yeah. Till next time, guys. See you on the road.